whether it be, I guess the biggest thing I noticed is that I shifted from just desktop to integrating ArcGIS Online, and then story maps, and then collector, and the on the mobile apps, and now survey 123. It's just never ending. There's always something new to learn. So the best way to teach the course is to not worry about knowing it all, because you can't, and expect that you're going to always learn new things with the students every year. I'm starting to discover a lot more students are signing up for it that are business majors. And they understand that you understand your market better. Marketing and decisions, like one of the projects here about where to put a swimming school, they're actually doing that for the company they work for. They're both swimming instructors. This course, I like the fact that I'll often say, yeah, let's do that. Well, how do we do it? I don't know, but we'll find out. And so there's more of that kind of real world learning. It's the way you're going to learn when you're not in school anymore.
It's a very different approach. What I do with my other courses, it's a little bit more teacher-led, teacher-instructed. Certainly, plenty of opportunities for inquiry through what we do in science, but I realized very quickly in the first year of this course that model of teacher-centered instruction doesn't really work with geospatial. And some of that comes from the support that we've gotten from Esri, some of the support we've gotten from JMU in the GSS course, as well as from LCPS and Mike Wagner, our central office, of just helping to kind of structure that course in a little bit different model. And I found that most importantly, students thrive when you give them that opportunity to be able to kind of have their stamp on how they are approaching things. As a new teacher in a new course, you start thinking about planning, about what's the big picture, how do we start, forming this course, how do we start putting that together. So it was some loosely oriented lesson plans as to just, here's kind of a map of maybe the first couple weeks, here's a map of the first quarter, here's kind of some of the things that we look at. But because it is a little bit different and kind of student self-paced, there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of leeway with that, which is good in many regards. To some teachers, I'm sure that might be a little bit of a hesitation because it's not a concrete day one, do this, day two, do that. But certainly we've gotten that support from our central office in terms of helping, especially me as a first year teacher in this geospatial course, being able to kind of form, some loose ideas as to how we're going to frame, building the skill sets early on. We had a very successful midterm project that students worked on. That just the integration and students being able to work together, it was really interesting to see. Just putting a task out there, how are these students responding to it? And I think students appreciate that leeway with it. With the right motivation, they certainly can go ahead and put together a great product. It may be different than what I envisioned. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It probably ends up being a good thing for a lot of these students. You have to take a growth mindset to being a part of this as a first year, teacher in the program. Because I still have plenty of things to learn myself as to how to be able to do certain things. But I think kind of taking that growth mindset of I'm going to make sure that I'm learning a little bit as I kind of go and keep learning as you go, and understand that even in the first year of it, you as a teacher, you're not going to always have all the answers, but hopefully, just like with the students, we're trying to develop our own problem solving skills as to how to deliver that course in a way that can be a little bit more seamless from year to year.